All right, guys, welcome back to the Gahana Tall podcast. Once again, we're back. Another beautiful week, awesome week.
So beautiful,
we got
so cold, but fresh with updates.
Wonderful updates. Some not so much, so good. You know, us little hunters. We had our moment to shine. We're gonna get back to that.
We boss slammed Crucible into oblivion.
That's okay, my hunters. Stay strong, guys. Stay strong. But we have a TWAB, and it is a inaugural address and a half. And I mean that not from the weapon standpoint. I mean that from JFK's inaugural speech, which is the longest speech I've ever seen. So, you know, little fun fact. That's what the inaugural address really is. So, anyway, we have rewards and updates for the Dreaming City and the Moon.
Yeah, we finally have a reason to actually grind out dungeons and such like that.
So what I heard, Mo, is we're getting reissued Dreaming City, was it the Riven Dawn set and the Moon Dreambane armor set?
Yeah, so those are going to be reintroduced. They were sunset. Currently in this season, I want to say we're on season 12 right now. Currently, anything from Season of the Undying prior is pretty much useless, unless you're in just like regular PvP or if you're just like patrolling the Cosmodrome or something like that. So they're going to be reintroducing both of those sets, which is kind of nice. I wasn't a fan of the Moon one, but I don't mind the Shattered Throne one, and it's going to be nice to be able to go into a dungeon and be able to get a decent set of armor, or at the very least another set of armor that has potential of high stat rolls. But not just the armor, but they're also returning the weapons that were, or some of the weapons that were released along with either the Forsaken, specifically some of the Dreaming City weapons, and specifically some of the Moon weapons. We aren't getting Loud Lullaby back. That's a little bit of a shame.
Oh, that's a sting there for those hand cannon users.
I liked the sound of that weapon. It had a good clang to it.
The sound was dope.
All of the Moon weapons had a really cool sound to them, and I thought that they were really unique.
Till you find out that it was a trash can, like the Xenophage, or no, it was his. It was his apartment chute. Is what the sound is for the Xenophage. Like when you find out it's something like that, you're just like,
holy crap, yeah, that's awesome. just finding out some of those neat little things. It's actually kind of cool. Like the alarm sound, I think in the Deep Stone Crypt was supposed to be like the pump machine for that one girl had.
Oh, the breast pump?
Yeah. I want to say that that's the alarm sound, which you wouldn't. I would not have recognized that if nobody had told me.
Yeah, if nobody said anything, I wouldn't have noticed either.
Yeah.
And it makes me curious, like, what are half the sounds that these games make now? Like, I want like a full list.
Yeah, you find out the taken sound effect when one of the enemies gets taken by Oryx. Just turns out, no, it's just some guy like pulling tissues out of a Kleenex box.
So yeah, I pulled my phone out. I was in the public bathroom when I did this one.
Ding ding! Oh, you know what? We got something there, boys.
So what we're getting with these weapons is we're getting Waking Vigil, Sleepless, Vouchsafe, and Retold Tale.
Those are all some really darn decent ones, honestly. And they're not just coming back inside of the the Shattered Throne, but they're also getting an updated perk pool that is exclusive to the dungeon. Or at the very least, it's going to be different from what they originally rolled with, from what I'm gathering. I don't know if those perks are going to be exclusive in like the sense that the raid had recombination all for one. So I don't know if it's going to be like that, or if it's just going to be those weapons have a completely new set of perks that are exclusive to the dungeon. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I mean, if Waking Vigil gets a reconstruction, I'm switching that. I'm going to the Waking Vigil.
It would be interesting. It would be very interesting to see that.
We're also getting a reissued the Blasphemer, Apostate, Heretic weapons. Those are I believe those are the Pit of Heresy weapons you get.
Some of them are the Pit of Heresy. I think the Heretic and the Blasphemer were the shotgun and the rocket launcher from Altar of Sorrow, which was basically the public event. It was the Moon equivalent to Escalation Protocol.
True. Yes, it was. Yeah. When it first came out, that activity was like, I really didn't know how to do it at first. It was a little chaotic, but it wasn't too bad. It
I
wasn't too
thought it
bad
was
once I
fun
figured it out.
for like the first month or so. I ground the crap out of it, trying to get a decent hair. I want to say it was a blasphemer. Yeah, it was a blasphemer, and I was also trying to get I think the apostate.
I think I have both. We're also getting an expanding lost sectors, legend and master rotation to the 4 moon sectors. That would be the K1 logistics, K1 communications, K1 crew quarters, and the K1 revelations.
And
so they'll
next
also
season
be,
we'll also end up having 3 new exotics, so probably we'll end up being able to earn them through the extended list of Master Legend Lost sectors.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So a little bit more variant for us. We don't have just the same Europa and Cosmodrome areas. We can go ahead and expand that out, which is going to be kind of neat to see how some of those mechanics change up a little bit, depending on which area is being rotated.
Yeah, the maps did seem like those areas did seem a little irrelevant, if I can say that. Like, they were kind of irrelevant. There was no really, need to even do any of them unless you were grinding for like a weapon you didn't have that's still, that you can grind for. But now, I mean, Bungie's making a good move by making them relevant, I should say, because now we have a reason to do them, go after something.
Oh, I think I see what you mean. Yeah, grinding out lost sectors, there's not much reason to do it aside from like the chance that you'll get a powerful drop or something like that, or you may get a pinnacle drop out of it because of the scaling with enemies and such like that. But yeah, you're right. Now you have a reason to go ahead and focus in on those lost sectors. And I like it. It also it makes it so that you can't do what I was trying to do earlier this season and store all of your exotic engrams and immediately have the entire new exotic loot pool. It gives you something to go ahead and grind for, and I like that. I like to look forward to something. I like that hunt.
Yeah. They're also going to be getting rid of the gift tokens. So if you had the tokens where I think it's when you pop a boon for the Crucible, and if you do something and you like finish that game with like any random, you would get a gift, and then you would go to your inventory, you would click on it, and it was little dialogue that would say, this is a gift from a guardian that you played with, and you would accept it and use it, and you would get like, was it three or four little Crucible token rings.
And a shader usually. Very rarely you would get, I want to say, bright dust, but it was usually like, some tokens and a shader.
So for those that still do that, you might want to turn all those in, or if you have some sitting in your inventory, go ahead and accept them, because come season 13, they're going to get rid of that whole thing altogether. So all that's going to be gone. So
all the way down to the token slamming. We've been complaining about that for so long, and they're finally doing away with token slamming.
What's token slamming again?
like our Crucible tokens and our Vanguard tokens, they're taking those things away. So likewise, if you have any of those, it's best to be getting rid of them right now. And I know every YouTuber right now is saying that, but just bear it in mind. If you have the stuff, at the very least, you're turning it into shards, which is why Bungie's doing this as well, is because there's no reason to go ahead really and slam all those tokens. You get plenty of weapons.
From, what is it, parts materials?
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, like, I would always see that, and I always have, like, maybe no more than 100 tokens. I would have less than 50 tokens. So, like, when I would throw all my, like, weapon parts in, and I use the remaining tokens that's in there, it's probably, like, 20, 25. So I never really slammed them like that, like a lot, because I never got a lot. So, I mean, to me, it's a convenience to get rid of them, because I only ever touched them when I was turning in my weapon parts to get, more shards. Because all I would do was just turn in my weapons, get a weapon, dismantle the weapon for more shards, and just keep doing that until all my weapon parts would go. If I so happen to have tokens, I'll just use them up, because like they were just sitting there.
What they're doing, instead of token slamming now, you're actually going to have Crucible, Vanguard, Gambit ranks. I don't know if they're doing it for trials. I would hope that they would be doing it for trials, but they haven't said anything about
that. One thing at a time, buddy.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. Let's just do the 3.
Yeah. They're kind of going back to the way that D1 worked, where you had more or less faction ranks, and based on what rank, you'll end up having certain rewards granted to you. They still aren't giving us a true vendor refresh in the sense that based on a rank, you'll be able to acquire certain armor pieces, ghosts, or whatever. But they are, at the very least, stepping in the right direction, I feel. Prepping out the way to do something like that should the community continually push on that and say, look, we do actually want this. I don't know about some of you. Maybe I'm the minority, but I would like to see that. At the very least, though, they are making it so that for every rank that you end up progressing through, you'll end up receiving a rank similar to the season rewards. What are some of the rewards?
That's a lot better. Some of the rewards were basically hold on, let me pull that up. I think I lost it here. Oh, here they are. They're rank 4, you get 3 upgrade modules. Rank 7, you'll get 3 enhancement cores. Rank 10, your seasonal ritual shader for your weapon. For your clothing rather. Changes to 3 enhancement cores after resetting your rank. So after you reset, if you hit that rank again, you'll get cores. So rank 13, you'll get 2 enhancement prisms. Rank 16, your ritual emblem, but changes to 2 enhancement prisms after reset. So that's your first initial run, and then your second reset, you're going to get prisms for it. So your reset reward is an Ascendant Shard, changes to an exotic Ingram after your reset. So again, after you've already reset and hit it your first time on that season, you will be getting that that exotic Ingram. So now you can get shards from these. So there's a reason to go out there and actually do these, because I know I personally have a bunch of armor sets sitting at 9. Yeah. Because I think I only can upgrade mine 1 armor piece through my season rank.
Yeah, we get 3 Ascendant Shards per season through the season rank progression. But we've been asking for a way to get an Ascendant Shard through Crucible for the longest time, and at the very least, I mean, that's 1. I would prefer more. It'd be nice that every time that you go Legend on your Valor or in Glory, you're able to get some freaking Ascendant Shards to drop. But again, I digress. It's a step in the right direction at the very least. It's something that we've been asking for a very long time, and finally Bungie is going ahead and listening, and fantastic.
The next thing that we're gonna probably have to hit here is what I really don't want to hit. Hunters. Sorry, man, but we're on Bungie's radar, and Bungie's watching us right now, my guys. They're watching us right now.
I'll give the Hunters this. They're OP. Their one OP aspect lasted way longer than the Warlocks. Holy crap, the Warlocks were hit within like the first week.
We didn't have resilience for forever. Give us this one. Jeez, dude. All right, so hitting it off, the short-term goals that Bungie's going to be doing. They're going to be reducing the potency of Shatter Dive plus Whisper Fissures. And that's going live in the next update. That's 3.0.2. So Shatter Dive has damage fall off versus unfrozen targets. Max damage range reduced from 50 to 5 now, guys. I know you hate to see it go, but it has to happen. Damage reduction ability reduced from 50% to my heart, 25%.
Weak.
25%, man. Come on now, Bungie. A little bit too much. Whisper of Fissures. Here we go, guys. Reduce maximum damage versus non-super players from 42-22 to 30 to, oh my lord, 4. Bruh. Reduce detonation radius versus players. It's only a meter off. It was 10 meters and it's 9. So basically, if you're on that edge but you're not frozen, there's still going to be some damage off. But then there's also going to be, since they're further out, there's less damage on them.
Which is nice, because I can't tell you how many times I've slammed into an ice wall or I've slid into an ice wall, and the dude was so far away and he just explodes into a shower of just pain and hate mail.
Pain and hate mail. Also, they're going to be working on the Titans Behemoth Super kind of balance it out for PvP and help it in this, their crazy.
This is good as well. We're seeing them balance the PvP sandbox separately from the PvE. Because I'll say this, when it comes down to PvE inside for the raids, the Grandmaster Nightfalls, regular Nightfalls, whatever, Stasis is really, really fun, and I don't really have too much complaints with it. Inside of PvP, though, we've been having a lot of complaints. I actually switched off of Hunter to Titan because it really felt unbalanced, and I didn't like the way it was encouraging me to play. I felt very sloppy.
He switched off because he couldn't hang. You know what I'm saying? Hunter, gang, let's go. That's the real reason why, guys. Come on. We all know. All right. So, Bungie's midterm goals. So, the first part was the short-term goals. So, those will be coming very, very soon. The midterm goals right now are the PvP subclass usage and win rate balance. So, they're going to be addressing the stasis abilities and upcoming light subclasses. Also, they'll be reviewing,
because we need a way for the light-based subclasses to be a little bit more viable. You can still slay out with a light-based super, but you really have to put yourself, when pitted currently, up against a stasis class. The versatility that a stasis class has in comparison to a light-based super is, in my opinion right now, still very imbalanced. So it's going to be interesting to see how they end up tuning and buffing up a little bit of the light-based subclasses.
Yeah, that's very true, because not only are they going to be tuning that as well, but they're also going to be tuning the gunplay. This is also part of their mid-goals review. They're going to be discussing it and figuring out how they can balance the gunplay when it comes to comp, when it comes to 6v6 trials, things like that.
Tell you something they can do to balance some of that stuff out. Give us actually like a diverse selection of maps.
Well, every time they do major changes, if they do too many, new bugs occur. So, you gotta really kind of go with that thoroughly.
Yeah, there's always like a saturation period that has to take place.
Because if you do too much to the gunplay, then next thing you know, Last Word's going to be OP again, or Heartlight's going to come back because something happened.
Going to end up maxing out your frame rate and completely uninstalling Bungie's latest game.
Pocket Infinity, let's go. No, nobody wants to live through that again. I mean, as for that, Bungie's really hitting it hard. The player feedback. So thanks for all you Guardians out there actually giving feedback.
Yeah.
And those of you that just hate Hunters because you guys are haters because we can do stuff and you guys can't. So, it's okay, though. It's all right. It's okay. We're not mad at you. We're not mad. It's okay.
God.
It's okay. It's all right. I know y'all a little upset, Warlocks and all that. Y'all upset because y'all can't roll with it, Because we out here, with freedom and all that stuff, Let's go. But, so Bungie's really, they came back to work. They're really cracking down on it. So it's just a matter of, letting this new year play out and seeing what Bungie's gonna come back, and give us something worthwhile to do.
Yeah.
So I am glad that we're getting a reason to do Shattered Throne, Pit of Heresy again, because now I can run all three dungeons. So
now I will also say this: each season was supposed to have an aspirational set of armor. For this season, apparently, our aspirational armor was the raid. It sounded like there was supposed to be another set, almost like the Diato set, where you had the basic armor from Prophecy, which was the Trials of the Nine armor, and then at the very, very end, you had the Diato, which they slipped in instead of putting it into the Bright Dust store. Good move.
Smart.
So,
look at you.
Yeah.
I'm noggin.
Very happy about that. But this caused a little bit of confusion. So it turns out that every season is only going to have one aspirational armor set. We're supposed to also end up with a Trials armor refresh. No word yet about the guns or anything like that. We might cover some of that stuff next week. I don't know, but it's also gonna be interesting to see what's Bungie gonna classify next season's aspirational armor. Is it gonna be the Trials, or are they slipping in the old dungeon armors and they're gonna say, oh, that's this season's aspirational armor? I really don't. I don't think that that's what they would do, but I could see them pulling that type of crap. Oh, and I confirmed it. Yeah, I had the bounties from last week or from back in the Dawning, And yeah, they ended up reducing the bright dust value that you got off of your weekly bounties, except for the, what do you call it, the dawning bounties.
What?
Yeah.
That's lame. So what do you get now? Like, what, 5?
No, you get your 200, but during the dawning, they reduced it by 50% for all the other bounties.
That's lame.
Yeah. So, small little pieces of, you know, a little bit of sus stuff there that Bungie pulls that, I don't know, we just have to keep giving the community food.
Bright dust.
I spent
I guess,
mine.
I think the only things I bought with bright dust was the Season of the Lost. No, not Season of the Lost, but the what's the October activity? Festival of the Lost.
Yeah.
I bought the armor set for that with bright dust, and then I think I bought the Dawning bright set with dust. Like, but since then I have not touched it only twice. You know.
I'm just waiting for the Cloud Strike ornament to come out. I think I did buy the Lament ornament. I might buy one of the Hawk Moon ornaments, but I'm not sure at the moment.
Already bought one.
that on Ashen Wings is cool. I just don't like what it does to the sights. It kind of tunnel visions me.
It reminds me of the crow.
Yeah, you and your little love obsession with the crow. I ain't judging.
I just like these wings on there, bro. It's dope. You can't say it's not dope. Look at that. Look. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on for you. Look at that. Look at that. That's sexy. Look at that.
It is sexy. I will give it that. It is probably one of the coolest looking ornaments for a hand cannon that I've seen.
I like it. It's pretty nice. It's pretty dope. So I mean, like, if you guys are, you know, in the shop, go ahead and give it a good look. You know, if you haven't already got all the armor sets for the or the ornaments for the Hawk Moon, it's a pretty nice one. Bungie's artists did some good jobs with these. Just wish we had a few more weapons. Which brings me to I'm starting to think that mid gold term that they're trying to do, maybe that's for the new weapons that are going to be coming out after. Because we're supposed to be getting some new weapons soon. So maybe they're fixing the gunplay now, reintroducing something for maybe the middle of season 13 or maybe season 14.
Possibly. I don't know. What I would have liked to see happen was I would have preferred to see some of the old Crucible weapons. I mean, if you're gonna bring, what do you call it, palindrome back, why not put it into the playlist where it actually originally came from? You know, it didn't make sense to me to go ahead and not that I'm complaining that it's being reintroduced. It's just the way in which you acquire it. I do like that it's gonna have an adept variant. I'm probably gonna end up using that thing far too much. But that being said, I don't know. I feel like it should have gone back to the Crucible playlist. But I don't know. We may end up getting another Austringer, or they may just bring Ice Luna, just straight port it, which I wouldn't be upset about.
But is either going to be story-wise, Bungie's going to have a surprise for us, or like weapon or armor-wise? There's something they're not going to say, and then when we get on, we're going to be like, oh snap, they did this? Oh, that's awesome.
That'd be really nice.
We have no idea. Bungie's like slick when it comes to stuff like that, bro. Yeah. There's been a couple times
Bungie likes their little secret hidden missions like Outbreak Perfected and Whisper of the Worm. We're quickly approaching. We didn't get one last season or last year. It's going to be interesting to see if they pull another one out and how well they're going to be able to do it. Especially considering they do not have Vicarious with them. They don't have Activision with them. Not saying that Bungie's doing terrible in their design.
I would feel better is if you make less bed designs for your store and put some weapons in the game. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Like the bed set is nice, but it doesn't come in a queen, so I'm uninterested. It only comes in a full. So therefore I can't get it. So
I'd like more ornaments.
Focus on games.
Yeah.
Not
I'd also like more ornaments to be available for stuff like Grandmaster. If there was an ornament, let's say, for the Palindrome, the Shadow Price, or what was the other one? Doesn't matter. If there was an ornament for one of those things, similar in how we had ornaments for beloved Austringer and some of the other opulence weapons, put those into the activity that they're related to. Not just the Ghost, not just the Sparrow. Sure, those things are nice. Not saying that they aren't. But we have a Thorn ornament that is directly related to, which is it? The Scarlet Keep Strike. It'd be nice to go ahead, if you run the Grandmaster, you have a chance of getting that ornament.
Yeah, that makes sense. That would be nice to being able to earn that a little bit more.
It would definitely incentivize more of your players. I mean, you are making They are making bank on that bright dust.
Man,
or not
bank
that
on the bright dust.
not the bright dust, but the silver. I know of one fellow. In 1 week he ended up spending like $1,000 in the silver. Yeah, that was just 1 week, and he was already queuing up to go ahead and drop another, I don't know, $100-$200.
That's,
so, I mean, they're making their money on these things, and I'm not saying to discontinue the Bright Dust store. Stuff like the Hawk Moons on Ashen Wings, yeah, no, by all means, go ahead, slap that into the Bright Dust shop. But also give us some stuff to go ahead and chase, not just through the season pass, but the actual activities. Give us that meat. We're grindy players, and we'll sit there and grind a single strike for like an entire week just to get that god-rolled shotgun.
Exactly.
And we want that meat.
Want that substance, you know? So I believe, as far as what Bungie's doing, that kind of wraps it up.
For the most part, I like what they've announced. I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes in the following weeks, especially when it comes down to PvP, because still I feel that quite a bit of it is lacking. I still would like to hear announcements on new maps and maybe even a new game mode. Maybe 2. I know that that's a lot of work, and we may not see a new game mode for, I don't know, 2-3 seasons, but it'd be nice.
I feel
to see
that's the next thing they're gonna bring out. They're gonna bring out another 6v6 activity. I think it's just in the works. Because I think what Sundial was a 6v6 activity.
Yeah,
but
that's another thing.
You wouldn't have. That was kind of like a small surprise. Because you wouldn't know. You thought, okay, Sundial, okay, 3-3, and then you find out, like, oh, 6 people can go here. It's another menagerie. What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
And so, I really liked that. I would much prefer that over a public event. Season 11, I want to say it was Arrivals. That public event was by far better than Worthies. I will admit that. But I would much prefer something like Sundial or Vex Offensive, as opposed to the Lure. The Lure is cool, and it has some good features on it that I very much enjoy. It allows a watered-down version of the menagerie, and it allows you to obtain your loot in a better fashion, I feel, than the Recaster, to varying degrees. But I would still prefer an event, as Dead said, that was full-on 6v6. You could go ahead, do a raid, and then say, okay, now we're tapering off the evening, or we're waiting for the raid, and then we're going to do this. It'll auto-queue us up with a random, so we can do it with 4 or 5 people, or after the raid, you're going ahead queuing down. Maybe not everybody wants to do PvP, so they go ahead and they do that. I would much prefer something like that.
So I think that about wraps everything up as far as what's to come with Bungie. Pretty sure they'll keep us updated on the soon to come updates in 3.0.2. So be ready for those changes, hunters. It's coming.
Oh yeah, I want to say that's next week, right? That's Tuesday.
Yep.
Well, there we go, guys. A little bit of a short episode, but there we go. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but I think that these are some good changes that they're bringing into the works, and I'm glad to hear what is being thought of for the next season and to come.
Same. All right, Guardians, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave us a like, comment, subscribe. We will be moving over to a decent podcast soon. It's all in the works. So if you want to support us, or if you want to just be featured on the show with one of your clans and have a talk with us, feel free to leave a comment below and message us. Thank you all, and have a great evening.